Okay. So,
Yes.
let's see then. Where we last were was you guys had just beat and I guess managed to help the Corn Man.
Yes.
Is, I guess, what you guys decided to officially call him, which is interesting to say the least.
I mean, he's a man that controls corn.
And
Fair.
I'm pretty sure he is made of corn. So,
Yeah. We weren't going to call him, like, Ketchup Man or something.
yeah, that'd just be mean.
And it would not make sense.
Exactly.
Look. So, you last beat the Corn Man. Let's see, because I know what we're going to do. I'm just figuring out how we can segue into it. Okay. I think what has happened since you beat the Corn Man, it probably has not been super long. It's probably been like 3 days, maybe.
Okay.
And again, it's been pretty quiet. It reminds you a lot of your first few weeks in the IHA before you met the Corn Man, where there really wasn't any emergencies that required your help. And you've just been living your day-to-day life. And occasionally stopping a few small crimes. That changes when you are in your quote-unquote headquarters at Burger Dude or whatever the fuck.
Munch
Lads, whatever. You're at your secret lair, and does Rob have a phone?
Yeah. Joanna gave it to her.
What kind of phone is it?
I don't know what kind of I imagine it's just a fucking flip phone, honestly. Honestly, I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Wait, also another question, actually, since I'm asking this already. Does Justin have a phone?
That's a good question. Yes.
Okay.
I think. I mean, that's not what I originally planned, but I forgot it's like modern age. It's like the future. Like,
Yeah.
so not having a phone is like being a boomer. So like,
Yes.
I'm not having a phone, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I forgot that Rob's full name is Robalona.
Bravo.
Wait, no. Oh, wait. God, if I can't pronounce this, how the fuck did you ever pronounce this, Chip?
Why do you think her nickname is Rava?
Renavalona.
Yeah. It's that's a whole thing I'll get into with you later, Royalty.
Yeah, like, because all the Void Children's names are based on insane rulers.
Yes.
So, both of you have phone. That's very good.
Yeah.
I think
Phone.
I think what happens is you're both just relaxing again at
We're harassing
Munch
Joanna.
lads.
yeah, you're just harassing Joanna, fucking shooting the shit or whatever, and both of your phones start ringing.
Oh, both of ours?
Yes, simultaneously.
Okay. Oh, well, okay then.
That's kind of weird, but alright.
What do you do?
Check the caller ID.
I decline. I'm like, I don't know who it is, just decline. No, I'm just kidding. I check the caller ID too.
the caller ID is very sketchy, mostly because it doesn't have a set of numbers. It just says answer now.
I clicked decline actually because I have no idea. In character, I declined the call. That's some like spooky shit. Like if it's the IHA, just say like IHAs are like answer like or I guess our caller God, if I could speak English. If IHA was their caller ID, I'd be fine answering. It just says answer now. I'm very concerned. I don't know.
That's very fair. What does Rava do? Okay. You answer, and a voice that I'm not going to do. It sounds slightly, almost bit crushed. If you know what that means.
No.
It's a thing referring to like old school like movies and video games, and I guess TV shows too, where the technology was very good, so the word sounded slightly almost staticky and distorted.
Oh, okay, so, yeah, that makes sense.
Shut the fuck... Hold up.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Murder time.
I heard a phone in the background. But this call is very sketch already, I feel.
Yeah, Rava's like, this can go really good or really badly either way. Might as well. Her indifference is going to be what gets her killed.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, it was fucking somebody trying to sell me shit.
Fantastic.
You answer, and like I said, a very bit crushed voice that I'm not going to do a voice for, because I don't know if you know how the fuck I would like replicate that. Answers, and this is something we'll have to figure out later, because this is a very on the spot thing, but we'll have to figure out what your guys' hero names are, if you even have one yet.
I was just gonna be Justin, kind of like how Cal is Cal or Joanna is Joanna.
That's fair. That's fair. But also keep in mind that Cal, when he joins the IHA, does become he goes by the name the Cheshire Captain.
Ah, from his past.
Yeah. I don't know if Joanna would like use her real name or whatever. Probably. Anyways,
Rava just goes by Rava because at that point nobody even knows her actual name unless you're like sitting there looking at the paperwork.
that's fair.
We're awful superheroes. We're not having fun with this. We're just like, hey.
I think we're okay. I think.
Valid.
Anyways, the voice on the other end is like I said, super bit crushed, and says, hey, I'm trying to get in contact with Rava and Justin. I'm pretty sure that you're one of them?
One of them?
Well, I don't know which one you are. The other one hung up on me.
I mean, I guess this is Rava. Who are you? Why are you calling me?
Yeah, I'm dispatch, basically. You guys don't have communicators yet. Things are bad.
Is it the Corn Man?
No, he's been pretty amicable recently, actually.
Okay.
But there is something going on just a few blocks away, and you are two of the ones who are closest. So...
Okay, that's great. Can we get to the point?
Please check it out. There's a man on fire in the streets.
Okay, is it just in the streets? Will I walk outside and see a man on fire? Like, where is this shit?
He tells you the directions, which is like...
Yeah.
Maybe like a 3-minute walk away at most.
Okay, and then she hangs up.
Fair. So what do you guys do now that you have these directions?
Oh. Well, there's nothing really we can do besides, I guess, go see a burning man on fire.
All
I
right.
give Joanna lunch money, and then I leave.
I think you just like drop the money into her hand, and she just kind of looks at it. And as you're walking out the door, is like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" Just like, why'd you give me money? um, but oh, okay. You head down to where fucking dispatch sent you, and once you arrive there, you see, true to what the man on the phone said, there is a man in the middle of the street on fire. At least you think it's a man. Because
I don't know their pronouns yet.
well, the main problem with identifying them is the fact that they are wearing an astronaut suit.
Fantastic.
Oh.
They're wearing a full, like, white, unmarked spacesuit. And standing,
Unmarked.
like, there's no, like, NASA or, like Soviet space program, like, identifiers on it.
Androgynous.
Yeah. And they are standing in the middle of an intersection. There are cars still, there are cars with people in them still waiting to go through because they're basically used to wacky shit going on. They're just like, man, will this person on this flaming astronaut please just move? I need to get to brunch.
I mean, valid, also.
And there's people all around the intersection on the sidewalks just watching and filming. And this flaming astronaut is just kind of like slowly pacing around this crater in the middle of the intersection.
Well, so what do we do now? That's the question. Do we know anybody with, like, water powers that can put out the fire?
I have mud.
Oh, that actually could work.
Give me like
I mean that in a most realistic way, because, like, mud isn't,
Flammable.
mud's, like, yeah, it's not flammable.
I just like the idea of like, do we know anybody who could help with this? And Rob was just like, I got mud.
Which, also, fair.
So what do you two do about this fire astronaut?
well, is anything else on fire?
There's some embers, like, you can, not embers, you can kind of see, like, flames rising up from the crater a little bit, and every footstep this astronaut makes leaves behind a tiny, a tiny
little
fire. Yeah,
That's a itty bitty fire.
yeah.
If he ran really fast, it'd be a large fire. Anyways, I'm going to do the equivalent of rain, but it's mud on this motherfucker. Essentially, I'm throwing mud at this man.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair. Okay, let's see. What would that be a roll to do? Because is this really an attack or?
You know, I think it's more damage control, but that's just me.
Okay, so not.
I don't know if it's combat. I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get.
Let's see.
He's on fire, damn it.
I guess this would be proficiency.
Yeah, sure.
Roll a d20.
Gotcha. I got a 1.
I got a nat one.
That is great.
We're starting off strong.
I think you I think you kind of like the way that this works is you make a giant ball of mud and you just kind of spin it really fast in the air so that like flecks fly off, and they almost all miss this astronaut and instead do very much hit pedestrians. No damage to them, but they are now all very upset, and I think a few are just kind of like walking away like, man, this is bullshit. I just wanted to watch a flaming man, now I'm covered in mud.
Wow.
And I think you do get at least one big hit on the astronaut, and it just kind of splats against the visor of their spacesuit.
Fantastic.
But that, like, they kind of like waver a little bit as the mud hits them, but they basically pay no attention to it and keep walking in this circle.
Fantastic.
What do you do now? Because it's not combat yet, so there's no turns.
I just look at Justin and shrug. Like, no words. Just a shrug.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, well, that's all I got.
Like, I tried.
I am fresh out of ideas.
Now, there's like, what else do we do here? My thing. Oh, we'll check if any other citizens are okay. I guess because that's what we missed last time.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like-
Everybody seems all right. Like there's nothing really going on. But as you like kind of approach the astronaut, like crossing the street or whatever, it does get like uncomfortably warm near him.
Oh dear.
Like he just kind of has this like very intense ambient heat, and I think Rama
Wait.
seems like the one. Wait, what was that?
Okay. Are there any stores nearby?
I think there is. Okay, I think that there's a. Okay. There is there are 3 stores nearby. There is a pizza parlor, an antique store, and a branch of burger or whatever competitors, which is chicken fuckers or turkey fuckers. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the pizza parlor and ask for their fire extinguisher.
Ah, that's actually
They
smart.
legally have to have one.
Yeah, that's
They
actually very
legally
smart.
have to.
And if they don't, then that's an entirely other crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like the bosses of this pizza parlor are like, yeah, we're avoiding buying a fire extinguisher. That's like $500 we save.
Well, how much
And
do
then,
fire
like-
extinguishers cost?
I don't know. I'm sure a lot. But they're like, we don't need to buy one. We can save money. And then heroes come in, hey, can I borrow your fire extinguisher? It's like, ooh, I'll have to get back to you on that. Like, and the bosses go to jail for, like, endangerment of the store and
Yeah,
employees.
OSHA violations.
Dude, like, imagine all of this happened because some guy caught fire to himself outside of your store.
I love that.
Oh boy. I love that too. I'm very excited. Okay, so I go in there and ask for their fire extinguisher.
Okay. Yeah, you go in and they thankfully do have one.
Okay.
Yeah, they just kind of they look very confused and they're like, no, and I think you flash them some sort of like, I don't know, like a laminated, yeah, like I don't think it's a badge. I think it's like a laminated like
Piece of
ID.
paper.
Yeah, it's an ID card.
Okay.
And
And I said, give it to me now.
yeah, I think they do just kind of like hand it over, and you go out, and the astronaut is still walking around in circles, and because you've like checked on everybody, I think that a lot of the people have moved on, and the people in the cars have at the very least gotten out of their cars and like moved away.
Okay. So I grab I'm already holding the fire extinguisher, so I just go ahead and I start spraying him down while also chanting, "Don't resist!" So I think that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm talking spraying him down fully, like...
Hold
like,
on.
this man is gonna be... Yeah, this man's gonna be coated with this, like, thing after we're done.
What?
Or woman, I don't know.
I can't believe this is gonna look up. What is the range of a fire extinguisher?
That's a good question. Let me actually... I don't know. Let me see.
Okay, can run from 6 to 20 feet.
These say, they have an effective range up to 40 feet. And discharge for about a minute. I think.
I don't think we'll go with a 40-foot one, because I don't think that this fucking, like, mom and pop pizza place fucking splurged for the fire destroyer, like 3,000 or whatever. They aren't gonna go out and fight fucking Suitor the fire god.
Yeah.
So let's kind of like split the difference between everything I'm seeing. Let's say it's like 10 feet.
Okay. I'm still 10 feet away from him.
Yeah, so you're at a decent range, but you still feel this like very uncomfortable ambient heat, and like as you're kind of like getting into this getting right into range, your feet feel a lot heavier, and that's because you notice that as you're moving forward a bit, the tarmac has started to melt and is like sticking to your shoe.
Oof.
But you do you spray him, or oh yeah, you said you spray him and you yell stop resisting.
Yeah.
Don't resist.
Okay, roll. What would this be to roll? I guess this would probably be, yeah, this would be a proficiency roll. So roll 20.
Okay, hold on. Gotta find the dice roller again.
I can roll a 20 since you're chilling and trying to find it.
No, it's okay. I got it.
Okay.
16.
16.
Not
Okay.
bad. This is sexism.
Oh boy.
It gives off the same vibes as Royalty's thing, which is like anything goes wrong, he's like, this is homophobia.
Yeah, any slight inconvenience. This is homophobic.
Okay, yeah, you start to spray him, and this actually does seem to affect him. He actually stops moving, and the like footprint fires that he was making get
put out.
Get put out pretty easily. But as you
just it's just this fucking child with fire extinguisher. Stop resisting.
Yes.
Like a voice crack.
I think Justin's like 20 something. That's what I was thinking. Oh dear.
Rava is a child, though.
She's fucking 16.
Yeah.
Child.
Man.
Infant.
Okay. So now that
Yeah,
this is affecting him in the foot fires.
Yeah. And as you spray the astronaut's body, you see some of the fire start to like get put out, but then you see the rest of the fire kind of like pouring off of him, like shift to the far side of his body.
Okay, well I aim for that.
Yeah, you start aiming at the rest of the fire too, and I think then the astronaut turns to you and starts walking towards you. And as they step towards you, you feel this heat becoming more and more unbearable.
Oof.
I
say, I'm gonna have to ask you to step back, sir. You're hot, but like not attractive wise yet. I don't know. Or ma'am, I
Robin's
don't
like
know.
50 feet back and watching.
Like it is getting actually temperature wise very hot. Can you take it back a couple steps, man? Or woman? They? I don't know your pronouns yet.
the figure stops for a minute when you say, what was it? The figure like stops for a split second, as you start like trying to guess their pronouns or whatever, but then just keeps walking towards you, with their hand outstretched, and again, it is getting fucking like it is.
Can I
like-
take a couple, or can I take steps back as they're moving towards me?
Yeah, you take steps back, but you're not making much progress because your feet are sticky from the melting tarmac.
Oh dear.
Okay, so royalty, may I intervene?
Yes.
Can I give this poor child like a little, like his own little personal wall of clay?
Yes.
Justin or
Justin.
Okay.
I'm going to separate these assholes.
Like, are you talking about like a suit of clay or like just a very small wall right in front of Justin?
It is a wall about the height of Justin.
Okay. Yeah, you. I guess this would be another proficiency roll.
I got a 19.
Okay, yeah, you make the fucking wall. Easily.
Make a
Oh
wall.
no.
It's thick too. I
It's
don't-
like, boy.
I don't know what I would like offer you for rolling 19, but it's good.
It's an extra thick wall.
Yeah, you did the wall very well.
The wall doesn't like get affected by the fire. It just hardens a little bit on the side of the fire.
Yeah.
So
And
I tell. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I tell Rava thank you, and I was gonna also say we should probably call the IHA as like somebody with like medical expertise in like fire and like stuff as backup. Should probably do that. Do we have any communicators? Didn't John Henry give us some?
No.
John Henry did not give you one. He said
Oh.
that you guys don't have, like last time he said you guys don't have communicators yet because you're not a high enough rank.
Well, we're gonna die here. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, why don't you keep backing the fuck up, man?
I do
Yeah.
keep backing it.
And
Rava
the
frantically talking with her hands.
just kind of like doing that like shooing motion, like no back. Like where they kind of like wave, flap both hands to get to the side.
Yeah.
The astronaut reaches the wall and kind of presses its outstretched hand against it, and the wall it starts to like crack a little bit, but because it's so thick, the cracks don't spread very far. But almost the entire thing dries up in seconds. But the wall is still holding.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say, Jackson. It's clay.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had it do that, because I know how clay do.
Okay.
He just like traps himself in this like nicely like I don't know clay wall. I don't know.
And in terms of help, I don't think you guys have to worry because you can hear in the distance sirens. So basically, I guess I might as well like say the task. Your task: keep this thing from hurting people until the sirens get here.
Okay. I would
Still down the
suggest you
mountain.
could do whatever you want, but I suggest building a clay house around him, like a small one, ridiculously small, but like small enough to contain him.
Is this in character?
Sure. Justin's like, I recommend you do that, but you can do whatever you want. I'm not the boss, you know. You're your own person.
So the only reason she listens to Justin is because he said that, and she does in fact take his advice and build like a little. She basically builds like a sphere of just clay with a little hole at the top so it doesn't explode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another proficiency roll. Yay!
Yeah.
I got an 11.
All right.
I still think that's good.
Yeah. The clay isn't nearly as thick, but you do make this ball. And almost immediately, again, it hardens, and you can see like visible cracks starting to form. But it looks like it'll hold it for a little bit. Justin, do you do anything?
I don't know if there's really anything I can do at this point.
You
Like-
can make all the people get the fuck out.
Well, because I thought all the people for the most part are already gone from this area, right?
Most of the
there
people
are
are gone.
dumbasses.
There's still
Okay, well-
like a few people
Okay.
still watching, like a bunch of dumbasses.
Okay, so I guess I'll try to get everybody to safety.
Okay.
Because this man could literally catch anybody on fire, I'm sure, from what
Yeah.
I've seen of his powers. It does not feel very good to get very close to him. So I
Okay.
tell him, like, don't worry, the heroes will handle this or something. I don't know.
Okay. Roll charm.
Oh, okay, that's hopefully going to be easy. Let me see. Alright, roll 18. Plus
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're good. Yeah, you fucking you do the do. And everybody clears out really, really fucking quickly.
They're like, oh shit, we in trouble.
Yeah. And as like the last few people clear out, you see part of the clay like starting to glow essentially,
Oh no.
and the astronaut just kind of pushes its hand through the clay and
Is there
starts
any
to
way to remold it?
I can't do shit after it's hard.
That's fair. I'm like, we get like a water hose and try to like hose it down so we could remold it.
but if you make it too wet, Rava's power it still doesn't work.
Yes.
Rava needs that right consistency.
At the exact.
Pottery requires science.
It does. It's a very precise science.
Rava, hey, hello, I would like to grab some clay and just yeet that bitch onto where that handprint is.
Oh no, it's not a handprint anymore. Like it
Oh.
like has its hand up to like almost halfway up to its elbow through the orb.
Then we need to put some clay on his hand.
I'm gonna slap some clay on them cracks.
Okay, yeah. I don't think this one would be proficiency. What would this one be? I think this one would probably be smarts, probably.
I got another 11.
Okay, yeah. Wait, what's your smarts at? Yeah, you're good. So yeah, you re-fortify this sort of thing, and the clay that was like glowing red around its arm is no longer glowing red as you kind of like put a new cooler layer onto it. So
Sitting down, staring, waiting for it to happen again.
and also side note, you do hear the sirens much closer now.
Good.
And I think something happens that you guys really didn't figure would happen, as what generally goes down in this crazy fucked up world, which is some of the fire that was kind of like poking out the top of Rava's orb. Like as it pokes out, it kind of like curves downwards.
Sorry. I panicked, so I just went scream.
Yeah, it curves downwards, and starts to slowly melt a path through this like clay orb. Like every part that the fire touches almost immediately like starts to glow red and melt.
Oh boy.
And
So-
what was it?
I don't know. How is Justin doing in all of this?
I'm just watching this go down. I feel like there's not much I can do. I wish I had part construct power, but I don't. Like, if anything, I think the thing I'd be doing is, like, stop resisting. Stay inside the clay.
Panic yelling.
Like, that's gonna do anything to this, like, man or woman or they. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna do much to them because either A, they can hear me and they don't care, or B, they can't hear me. So, it's either one of those.
And like as this Asheron is kind of blowtorching through the orb, you see down the street, like maybe 5 minutes away from you, a fire engine just fucking booking it down the road.
Oh no. Alright, oh, you know what? In the meantime, shoot, is the fire extinguisher, is there still some left? Or did I use the
Yeah, I think it has like about like maybe 30% left.
Well, I'm gonna start spraying that at the fire that's coming out.
I'm gonna stand back.
You start spraying it on the fire, and this time the fire like reaches out towards the spray and kind of like pushes against it. Like it's
Well, I'm
not
just gonna
like
have to push back.
yeah. So now basically you're locked in a Dragon Ball Z like energy blast battle with this fire versus your fire extinguisher.
Oh dear.
And you immediately notice a problem, which is you don't have much fire extinguisher left, and there is still
Yes.
lots of fire.
Yes. What else did you... Okay. I don't think the ant... Well, a weird off-the-wall question, like OOC. Does this antique shop have, like, a place where they make their stuff, or is it just all imported? I promise there's a relevance.
Antique shop? You can't make antiques!
Then how are they made?
As far as I know,
Do
you
you know
don't...
what-
Do you know what an antique is?
I'm just... Never mind.
It's
Okay.
like, oh, I'm going to make Nazi gold. That's not how this. That's not how this works. It's not a special kind of gold. It's just normal gold made by Nazis.
Okay, bottom line, do they have a fire extinguisher? I think every business should have one.
I think that yeah, they probably do.
Okay. So right now, I also ask Rava if there's any chance she could also put up a wall to cover me while I go get a fire extinguisher from one of the nearby shops again.
Can't you just like duck down away from the fire? I don't think it can fucking see you.
Well, I know that, but I'm in like a Dragon Ball Z type of battle right now.
What? What is Dragon Ball Z?
Okay, so basically what this is like is there's two opposing like beams of energy clashing
No,
into
I'm
each.
in character.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Oh
I was
no.
OOC when I said the Dragon Ball Z thing.
Oh!
I don't know if there's
My
Dragon
bad.
Ball in the Heroes universe.
Well, it's probably called, My immediate thought is Dragon Testicles.
Anyways, back to the fire extinguisher thing.
Okay, hey, is there any way you can put like a wall up so that I don't get burned when I stop using the fire extinguisher? I feel like I need more.
Can't you just, like, duck down?
I don't know.
I mean,
Alright.
you can. You would have to roll for it, but yeah.
Like, dude, just, like, duck down away from the fire. I don't think it can fucking see you.
Okay, well, can I start walking back as I'm holding the like fire extinguisher sort of thing?
Yeah, but
So that hopefully the fire doesn't reach a ridiculously long length. It's got to have a limit to its reach.
yeah. Problem though. As you're like backing up, your like spray from the extinguisher starts to get a lot less substantial
Which makes sense. That's
very
why-
rapidly.
Yeah.
And the fire, like the spout of fire, is still like headed on a collision course for you, and is starting to, gain ground.
How far away am I?
You're probably like 20 feet away now.
That's a very long distance for the fire to travel. I have no idea. I just got to keep going backwards. There's not much I can do.
As you start moving it backwards again, your fire extinguisher gives out.
Is there any way I can like? Well, oh, that's right. Well, also a quick side note because it does have some relevance in my mind. Do Aether children have the same sort of abilities that Void children do in, for example, enhanced strength and acrobatics and that kind of stuff?
They do have like generally enhanced like physiologies compared to normal
Okay.
members of their species, but also that doesn't mean much in terms of the fact that first of all, Justin is also a very skinny boy.
Yeah.
So you have about like the same sort of stats as like a gap would in terms
Okay,
of like the
is it-
enhanced everything. So
Okay, so is there any way I can jump backwards? Like do like a super jump, except it's not really big because it's not that big, but you know what I mean?
I
think.
mean, you mean dodging, right? Like,
Well, yeah, but I mean like jumping backwards at a decent like rate, not like I'm talking like, oh, I jump back 1 foot to 2 feet.
okay, yeah, I think roll proficiency.
Okay. Alright, let me see. Out of 27. Oof.
Yeah, no. 'Wait, hold on. Let me just be sure that I'm looking at the right one. Oh yeah, no. Your proficiency is 5. Yeah, you fucking like. I think as you're moving out of the way, this fire like catches your leg, and immediately your like pant leg there is burned away, and you take against ability. You take 12 damage.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
And like immediately after hitting the ground, this like gout of fire recedes. And then the astronaut, which has this entire time been cutting through the orb, like steps free from the bowl. And I think it starts walking towards you again, and I also don't think you're able to really move much due to your badly injured leg.
That's fine. I don't have to move
Um,
because I decide to bring back some of my pain and put it back onto him.
You have to
Not
touch
that
him.
no, he doesn't have to if it's his
Oh.
damage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you took, I think it was 12 damage.
Yes.
So you heal for 4 damage, and reflect that back at him, but you don't see any effect. In fact, you see the flames, like, kind of, roaring off of him grow a bit brighter and taller. And as you're sort of taking this in, the fire truck arrives.
Thank God.
And immediately, 2 things happen in rapid succession. First, what looks like somebody just fucking emptied a bathtub full of water, comes flying off the side of the fire engine and lands on the ground near Rava before slowly kind of jiggling a little bit and then rising up. And you see that it is a water golem.
Yeah.
And the other thing that happens is the truck skids to a stop, and a man bit on the huskier side comes out of the driver's side door and starts running towards the fire, the astronaut. And do either of you two do anything?
I say, be careful. That one's literally hot. You might get actually burned.
Fair. Does Rava do anything?
So there's just a water golem and 12 firefighters.
There's a few firefighters, yeah, that are kind of gathering up the hose and everything. And then there's the one who was driving, that's full on charging towards the fire person. And yeah, there's a golem next to you.
I guess I'll go stand next to Justin.
Okay. As this firefighter starts to get closer and closer to the astronaut, you feel everything around you get colder very, very rapidly.
Oh, fuck.
Well, that's good, right? How cold are we talking?
Within seconds, you can see your own breath.
Oh, jeez.
And the firefighter that was charging the astronaut stops 10 feet away from it and just stands completely still. As the astronaut slowly starts to back off. And as the astronaut is backing off, the golem basically lobs a piece of itself at the astronaut. And that would oh shit, okay, yeah, the thing misses.
Oh no.
Maybe I should have just made that more of a cutscene sort of thing. Whatever. The golem misses, but the astronaut is retreating.
No survivors! We take him!
Do either of you two do anything?
I put a wall behind the astronaut.
Oh shit, okay.
I'm gonna chase after him.
In the way they're running, I put a wall.
I'm gonna chase after him.
You have a hard time chasing him, Justin. And I think I'll just let you put up the wall, Chip, instead of a roll.
16. Oh, okay.
Either way, you do it. And Justin, you kind of start hobbling towards it, and I think one of the other firefighters kind of grabs you and like kind of starts dragging you back towards the engine because you're fucking injured. Like you have like second-degree burns all over your legs and shit. Like you're
Say,
not.
let me go. Let me go.
Robin finds this funny.
Justice never sleeps.
And as like the astronaut and the firefighter are locked in this like almost looks like a staring contest, and the astronaut can no longer back up, the golem charges the astronaut and fucking tackles him.
Oh shit.
Or quote unquote tackles. It more looks like somebody fucking popped open a fire hydrant in the astronaut's direction, and the astronaut gets taken off their feet and lands in the crater in the middle of the street. And then two more things happen in rapid succession. First, there's a massive gout of fire, and then another massive gout of steam. And when the steam clears, you see that the astronaut is not, or at least as far as you can tell, is not here.
Did he escape?
Well, that'll be a thing you'd have to check out. Do you two do anything?
I thought Justin was being babysitted.
He is. He's like getting medical attention.
No.
Rava walks up to the.
I could get medical attention by
where the
putting this
water
injury on
golem
somebody
was.
else.
She just walks up to the wall, looks around like, bitch, where?
Yeah, as you walk up to the wall, part of the wall is like collapsed due to the water hitting it and like making it all goopy.
Gross.
And also, as you get closer to the firefighter, it gets much colder. And you kind of like glance over in the pit, and you don't see anything in there except, like, oddly enough, a snowball kind of just like chilling near the edge of the crater.
Can I go get it?
Yeah, I guess.
I want to touch it.
Yeah, you.
Knowing Rava, just actual question, would she want to eat the snowball?
No, she
Oh.
she wants to touch it though.
Okay. I'm like, imagine they turned this astronaut into a snowball and one of us just like goes ahead and devours it.
Yeah, you go up and you kind of like, what do you do with it? Because it's just lying there.
Oh, I pick that bad boy up.
Okay, yeah, you pick it up, and two things become very clear. One, it's extremely cold,
Aw, heck.
and two, it is a lot heavier than it looks.
I'm telling you, it's the guy.
I would like to attempt to identify this shit.
Okay, roll smarts and roll it with advantage.
How much?
No, like, okay, so advantage means that you roll twice
Oh.
and you take the higher number.
Okay. 17.
Okay, yeah. The reason you have advantage is because this actually relates to you, Rava. This is a golem core.
Called it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought it was the man.
no.
It kind of is the man, to be honest.
But
It is in a way the man.
yeah, it is a golem core. Just kind of, vibing.
Neat.
He's doing his thing.
And you can kind of feel like a slight kind of hum off of it, as I think that it starts to vibrate just slightly, and so does the core on your back.
I don't like that. Rava cast a downvote.
Oh shit! I have the exact perfect fucking reaction image to that.
Anyways,
And what'd she do?
I don't think she knows what to do. She's just kind of looking in this thing. It's a little weird to her. Like I said, she just kind of frowns and is like, "The fuck is this? Hello? What do I do with this?"
Is she still in the street?
Yeah, she's over
I'm
by the
still just
crate.
chilling.
I'm so tempted, low key, to have Justin eat this snowball.
No, you're gonna eat the whole man's.
I'm I'm low key tempted, but he's not evil. So
A side sort of thing. The firefighter who was, like staring down the astronaut, like kind of collapses.
oh dear.
Not like full on like dies, but like drops to a knee and is breathing very heavily.
Brava dislikes these vibes.
Also very fair.
And I think also the longer that you hold the core, the more like your core and this core start to like vibe.
But she's not gonna not let it vibe.
Yeah.
She kind of looks up at the water golem and it shrugs.
Oh, the water golem isn't there.
Oh, he gone?
Yeah.
Well, the water golem is this core, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was the astronaut man's.
No. This the soggy boy.
Oh, well, she's gonna look at a firefighter and be all like, "Am I framed for murder because I'm holding this shit?"
And he is breathing very heavily, and he says, "Just give it to the guys back there. I need a minute.
She looks down at him. "You good, man?"
Just a bit." Ah!
Oh no.
That's a vibe.